It is that time again for a mid-month update, this time for the month of November 2022. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Theo. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and consider it. Links are in the description for our Grimoire Discord. You can find me on Instagram, Goodreads, all that type of stuff. I have quite a lot to talk about. As usual, you guys will have timestamps down below so you can skip to a particular section. As usual, I'll start with the personal stuff, and I do have quite a lot to talk about. I'm able to announce officially that I'm starting a new job. As of Monday, November 14th, I'll be working at a different company. I've left a job, or a company, I should say, that I've been with for nearly 7 years. Huge change, leaving a lot of people that I really liked behind to kind of move to do something else. I'm in much the same role. I work in finance and in corporate banking particularly, and I'll be doing much the same role. It's actually kind of nice because I'll be doing a lot of the same stuff that I enjoy, more of it, more niche stuff that I enjoy, with less of the stuff that I didn't enjoy in my previous position. So that's all very exciting. I get to work with a really close friend of mine. I get to work for one of our large banks here in Canada, a very specialized division, kind of separate of that bank. More money, good opportunity. It was a good move at the right time. Sometimes you just need a change of scenery, and that's what happened to me. So I'm excited. I'll be starting, like I said, if I haven't already started, Monday, November 14th. Also, some of you may know that in the past I was complaining that my new laptop that I bought bit the dust less than a year after owning it. And that left me without being able to produce a whole lot of content very quickly. I wasn't able to edit higher quality videos on it. And the editing that I was able to do took me a lot longer because it was very, very finicky. It was lagging and glitching, and I needed to replace the computer that I already replaced again. And so I was stuck using that old one as a backup. I'm happy to announce, as of, about a month ago, I bought a wonderful new MacBook Pro. I switched over from PC to Mac because primarily what I do these days is stuff like this. It's content creation, photography, video, stuff like that, right? Productivity stuff, work stuff. So the Mac has been excellent for me so far. I bought the base model 14-inch MacBook Pro, and I couldn't be happier. It is breezing through everything that I throw at it. In fact, I would wager to say that it is more efficient, more powerful, and overall a nicer experience than my very, very, very specced out expensive laptops, PCs that I had in the past. So I couldn't be happier. And it's making my life for stuff like this much easier. We had a really fun time having a bunch of people over. We had a Halloween party. I should have taken some more video and some photos and stuff, but we had like 8 or 9 of our closest friends come over to our place for a Halloween party. We had some movies on in the background. We were listening to music. We caught up. Obviously, we haven't been able to see each other over the last couple of years with COVID and all this, people having babies and just a bunch of reasons, starting new jobs and people being busy and all this type of stuff amongst our friend group. So this was a really good opportunity to see everybody and catch up. And we did. We had a blast. We had food, like I said, music, movies in the background, whatever, and just got to catch up. And the costumes, I'm kicking myself for not taking more photos and video. You guys, the costumes were top notch. Really good friend of mine dressed up as the kid from the movie Up. I'll put a picture on the screen, and if I can find a picture of her, I'll put a picture up on the screen too. But she just looked amazing. She had the big backpack on and everything. It was perfect. And 2 other friends of ours dressed up as the Griswolds from, I think it's the Christmas Vacation movies with Chevy Chase, and another couple dressed up as the Wet or Sticky Bandits, depending on which way you call them, from Home Alone. So that was awesome. Some of the best costumes I've ever seen, I think. And you guys probably remember a while back that I showed a picture of what we were dressing up as, my wife and my cat and I. My wife went as Ariel from The Little Mermaid. I went as Sebastian the crab, although the only thing that I could find to fit over my fat ass was like a lobster costume, but it kind of worked anyway, so whatever. And our cat was Flounder the fish. So I'll put up a picture and you guys can let me know what you think. You guys probably have already seen it, but the cat was not impressed. He kept backing up into a corner trying to like get rid of it. Eventually he just kind of conceded. We fed him some snacks and stuff, and he stole a couple things off the tray, and he realized that by having the costume on, he was getting some attention. So he kind of kept it on for a while, and then he just slept on a chair for a while and just hung out. So eventually we took it off of him. We didn't want to stress him out too much because it was a lot to handle with everybody there. So we had a good time. We had tons of candy, a lot of food, like I said, good company, and overall the Halloween party was a success. I can't believe it's almost December. It actually snowed here for the first time this year, and we got a lot of snow in a very short period of time, and then it went away. And that's kind of what happens in Vancouver and Canada here on the West Coast. We got these flurries every now and then, and it kind of just disappears. It was very dry snow, very beautifully white, thick, nice Christmassy type of snow. Hopefully we can get some of that closer to Christmas when when people are don't have to drive and can hang out on vacation and enjoy it. I really want to try and take some photos, go out and take some street photography and do some night photography and stuff in the snow, and just kind of see all the snow and the lights and stuff. That'll be really cool. So I'm going to try and get out a little bit more this winter than I did previously to take some nice photos and stuff. I think that'd be kind of fun. Anyways, that's kind of what's up. On the book side, I finished Kingdoms of Death by Christopher Rocchio, and wow, that was a good book. I think that Demon in White, the book before Kingdoms of Death, is a contender for book of the year for me. It's up against It, and at the time of this recording, I'm not quite finished the back half of It, so I don't know yet. But those two books I've just had such a blast reading them. Kingdoms of Death, I almost like more than Demon in White. And Demon in White, if you go back, look at my wrap up, I had a blast with it. It had everything that I wanted in a book, in the Sun Eater book, particularly as one of the entries. It was very good. And for some reason, Kingdoms of Death, I just really enjoyed. I mean, it's dark, a lot of things happen in it, and I almost cried a couple times, but I almost like this book better, and I don't know why. Maybe because it's shorter, I got into it a little bit faster, and a lot happened in a short period of time. And maybe because, it just makes me want to read the rest of the series more. Like Demon in White was really, really good as that installment, but Kingdoms of Death was supposed to be kind of all one book, and then it got split up into Kingdoms of Death and Ashes of Man. And it sort of reads as that. Like you can tell it's not a complete book, although it's done pretty well. It just, I don't know, it had a lot of momentum. It had a lot of very important moments. And I don't know, I just really liked it. And I think I liked it more than Demon in White. I'm still going back between that. But anyway, had a blast with that one. I'm also reading, the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. I'm just about done. I'm bouncing between that and I'm reading It a little bit at the same time because I can't stop reading it. But I'm focusing on the 5th season, and I'm actually really enjoying it. The writing is interesting. It took me a little bit to get into, but I do like it, and I see kind of what she's doing. I'm gonna leave my discussion on this book for my wrap up because it is quite unique, and so far I'm enjoying it. So I won't say too much. I'm into it. It'll be done in the next day or so, and I'm enjoying it. I think I'll leave it there for now for the book/reading stuff. If you want to check out my most recent wrap up, you can go ahead and do that. I'll have a December TBR coming pretty soon as well, and I'll have a couple other videos coming in between that I'm very excited for. One that I'm going to record probably in the next couple days, and I'll talk about those very soon in the upcoming content videos section of the channel update, which we'll get into right now, and you can skip to or through if you want to. So the channel is at the time of recording just shy of 1,000. I'm just about there, and I can't even tell you how excited I am, how appreciative I am. I won't dwell on it too much because I've mentioned it a couple times. I'm just filled with gratitude for the fact that you guys even watch this stuff. But I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I put up a poll and asked some people what they thought I should do. I was entertaining the idea of doing a Q&A or a giveaway or a combo, or have my wife join the Q&A and kind of introduce you to her a little bit. A bunch of ideas. And I think we're going to end up doing one of the standard kind of Q&As, get a chance to chat with you guys, have you guys in the comments, ask me anything type of scenario, and just celebrate a little bit together. I may or may not do a giveaway and pick a winner at that time. That might be cool. I might pick from the commenters or the list of subscribers or another patron giveaway or something live. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do yet. I just want to say thank you. And the fact that we're almost at 1,000 is crazy to me. So I really appreciate it. I started in April, so can't complain. On the channel, in terms of videos and stuff, all the typical stuff went up as much as I could. But we also did our first Fireside Friday chat with Chris over at The Fictional Escapist. I really enjoyed talking to him. It was Saturday morning for Chris, and it was Friday evening for me. And we had such a good chat. We chatted for, I think, about 2 hours, if I recall. A lot of people in the comments talked about a ton of stuff. I've been following Chris for a while, and I really enjoy our banter, and we have very similar sense of humors. And I just really enjoy talking to him. And so I've wanted to have a one-on-one with him in terms of like video or do a stream or whatever for quite some time. So he was my first guest on the Fireside Friday that I'm going to try and do every other Friday or maybe once a month or something like that. So we'll kind of see. If you haven't checked out that video, please go ahead and do that. And if you haven't subscribed to Chris, go ahead and do that too. Show him some love. I was supposed to be part of the Demon in White and Kingdoms of Death joint live discussion with the author, hosted by Alex at Tall Guy Reads on his channel. And unfortunately, I got sick. I'm still recovering a little bit. It was nothing crazy, just a sore throat, screwed up my voice a little bit. And I was just feeling really under the weather and quite gross, to be honest. So nothing crazy, but it lingered for a few days and it hit me right around that time. But I ended up finishing Kingdoms of Death. I told you guys what I thought about it, and unfortunately I couldn't be part of that live discussion about it, but it would be nice if you guys went and checked it out. It was great, really good discussion. Let me know what you guys think, because that series is great, and if you've tried it, let me know what you thought. Now on the upcoming content, upcoming video side, I have a couple ideas, some interesting videos coming up that I alluded to before. One is a surprise that I'll let you guys know a little bit about, but basically it's going to be a collab with a bunch of Canadian booktubers, probably 10-ish of us maybe, that you probably know and recognize, probably that you follow. A bunch of us are going to do something that you probably will already know, but it's going to be the Canadian edition of it. And so we're all really excited because we all follow each other and enjoy talking to each other. And so this is a way for all of us to collab in kind of one big group. So that'll be fun. And you'll see that at some point, probably in December. I'm also going to be doing a few more dedicated reviews coming up here soon. They don't do very well on the channel, but they do well over time, and I enjoy doing them. I just haven't had the time because I like to sit down and formulate my thoughts a little bit more to be able to articulate more than I would in like a wrap up. Although they end up being kind of the same review anyway, because sometimes in my wrap up I can get long winded, and then sometimes in my dedicated reviews I kind of just ramble. So take it for what it is. This is me, and it is what it is. But yeah, I want to do 11/22/63. I mentioned that I put up a poll and people wanted me to do that one. I gave a list of a couple choices. I'm going to do that one with my wife because we read that one together as a buddy read. It was the first time we've ever done that. Curious to hear what she thought about it as well. So we'll probably do that. I'm also thinking about doing some other dedicated reviews for other books. Swan Song is obviously, an idea, but I'm not exactly sure which books yet I'm going to choose from. But they do have a place on the channel, and I'll be doing more of them. The next video that I want to do, and it's going to take a little bit of time to get through and record and edit and all that stuff, is one that I'm very excited to do. And it is going to be my reactions to 1-star reviews of some of my favorite books. I've already compiled the list of books. I've already compiled the screenshots and stuff of all the reviews. I just have to sit down and record it. And as I go through the reviews, you guys, some of these reviews are just insane. A lot of them have merit. A lot of them you can see and be like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. Or I can see why they would think this. Here's my opinion, blah, blah, blah. Some of them are terrible. And I'm not going to throw shade on anybody. I'm not going to, throw people's names out. And I'm also not going to choose reviews that are too long because I don't want to take small pieces of reviews kind of out of context. It's going to be like what you see is going to be most of what that review entailed. And some of them are crazy. December is fast approaching, which is crazy to say. And so of course, we're going to have all the typical end of year content coming up. Probably one of my favorite ones that I'll do in December is going to be looking ahead to 2023 for my reading goals, my reading and sort of personal life goals. What I'd like to accomplish in 2023, what the priorities are going to be. I already did a video. You can check that out on my priority books and series and stuff. That one did quite well. I really enjoyed making that one because I like to look ahead and I enjoy that. But this one's going to be really just reading goals. What types of authors do I want to read more from? The types of books I want to read more. How many books do I want to try and get through? The way that I read, the formats that I'm choosing, like how I'm going to structure my reading next year, what I'd like to accomplish, where I'd like to improve, both on the book side and personally. Just a quick one before we move completely off of BookTube stuff and go to the video games and movies. Go check out these videos if you haven't already. Joanna is co-hosting a huge A Song of Ice and Fire read along starting January 2023. I'm very excited about it. I've already told you guys about it. It's going to be my first time reading the series. She's reading it with a bunch of people. It blew up, actually, her and Jolene and a couple other people. And I think another Joanna is someone that started it as well. And it sort of just took off and blew up and became this big thing. And a group of them did a introduction video to talk about the structure, what they're going to do. There's a bunch of channels involved. There's going to be different videos for different books on different channels. So this is going to be so exciting, so fun. If you're thinking about reading A Song of Ice and Fire, if you've never read it, now is the time, I promise. If you're looking for a reason to reread it, now is also the time. Go ahead and join the Grimoire Discord. The link is in the description. Come join our crew. And that's where a lot of the people are going to hang out. There's obviously a couple other Discords that people are from, but ours seems to be kind of a confluence of people. And Joanna's very active on there, as is Alex, who co-runs the Grimoire Discord with me. So check that out. Check out the video. I'll link it in the description to see what it's all about, the introduction, what the structure is going to be like, and what you can expect from that A Song of Ice and Fire read. The next one that I mentioned is from Mike's book reviews. I've been a huge supporter of Mike for a long time, and he read the Farseer trilogy, had some opinions on the last book, but that's cool. And then he just started, because everyone has been, pushing him to read the first book of the Live Ship Traders, which is the next trilogy and the next one that I'm going to be reading. And I'm so excited to. I can't wait because I'm getting severe FOMO from this trilogy. But he's well into the Live Ship Traders now. He's done Ship of Magic, I think, which is the first book, and he loved it. And he put out a video review on it, and he is going to have a bunch of other booktubers get together and have these discussions about the Realm of the Elderlings. And starting next year, I believe, they're going to run through the whole series. It's pretty epic. It's going to be crazy. There's a couple booktubers on there that I follow very closely and that I consider very close friends of mine. So go check out that video if you haven't. If you're looking to jump into the Realm of the Elderlings, if you're looking for, maybe you've read the Farseer, you want to continue, you're looking for a big group to read it with, or you've read it, you loved it, and you're looking for a bunch of people that you follow, other booktubers, whatever, to give their opinions on it kind of as a group. That'll be awesome. So go check that out. And yeah, for all you Robin Hobb fans, that'll be fun. All right, before we go, just a little bit of movie TV talk. I won't dwell too much here, but we watched a bunch in October, and especially around spooky season and stuff. I'm not going to go through everything. I mentioned some of the stuff that we watched in my last mid-month update in October that encompassed some of it. But in addition to that, we watched the original Hellraiser movie by Clive Barker. That was incredible. I mean, it was super cheesy, really corny, but it hit all the right notes for being so, like a very, 70s or 80s movie or something. I can't remember. And it was pretty cool. I think the special effects held up. It was really gross at times. Uncle Frank just wants to party, and that was a pretty good movie. So if you haven't checked it out, it's a classic. I would go ahead and try it next Halloween. We also watched Barbarian. This one is, I think it was on Disney Plus. It has Justin Long and Bill Skarsgård, who was in It. He was Pennywise in It, you might remember. That one was very well done. I really enjoyed that one. It was very gruesome, very dark. It kind of takes a total change from the beginning. You think you kind of know how the movie's going to go, and then it completely changes. It doesn't completely change. It just goes in a bit of a different direction. It is quite a unique story, and it's very disturbing, I think is a good way to put it. It was cringy and gross and dark, all in the best spooky Halloween vibe type of way. We also watched The Watcher on Netflix. That was really good. I really like the actors in it. I can't remember. I think it's Naomi Watts, and I can't remember the guy's name, but I really like him. We had a blast watching that one. It was very, I don't think it needed as many episodes. I think it was drawn out, and some people criticize it for being a little bit slow at parts. I can understand that, but the suspense and the intrigue and the mystery behind this whole thing, it is a true story, and I won't spoil what happens, but yeah, it was pretty good. A lot of people are talking about it right now. If you haven't checked it out, it's worth a watch. Watch the first or second episodes, and if you're not really hooked by then, you could probably call it, but we had a good time watching it, and it was a good month to watch that in, kind of around spooky season as well. We're also in the middle of The Midnight Club, which is a Mike Flanagan show about a group of teenagers that are dying, and they're at this hospice, and it's a very spooky setting, and it gives me A lot of Are You Afraid of the Dark vibes. It's really spooky. The jump scares are crazy. The imagery is going to stay with you. It's very well done. There are times when my wife and I are just covering our faces like we're scared to watch. Mike Flanagan obviously knows what he's doing. He's known for a ton of big shows. We're really enjoying that one. We're just bouncing around. We like to sample and do an episode here, episode there, bounce around between shows. So we'll finish that one probably in the next couple weeks. And I would recommend you check it out for sure. Also, I just wanted to touch on very briefly on the Witcher announcement that Henry Cavill is he's going back to the Superman franchise. He's left The Witcher and he's being replaced by Liam Hemsworth. I'm just going to give my 2 cents because if you've read the books or played the games or you've been on BookTube, like you've probably seen some opinions and stuff already, and you probably have your own as well. But I'm going to give my 2 cents. And I just think that I'm a little bit worried. I stopped watching The Witcher kind of halfway through season 2. I'm going to get back to it eventually. I'm a huge fan of the games. All of them, including, especially The Witcher 3, which I've played twice. But also I'm a fan more than most of the books. Now, I haven't finished the series yet, but I was on book I believe I started book 6 and I didn't quite get through the rest of it. I put it down for a while, but I'll go back to it and finish it because I actually liked the writing. Now, I don't know if I've developed as a reader since I've read them, and maybe they don't hold up, but I like them more than I think most people did, especially the first 2 or 3. So yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I don't exactly know how this is going to play out. I think people need to give Liam Hemsworth a shot, but it's really unfortunate because in a situation like this, Henry Cavill, not only was he really the perfect Geralt. If you know Geralt in the games and even in the books, he really he just became the character, and now it's very hard to see anyone else in that role. That's kind of what happens when someone is so iconic in a role and brings everything they have to it. It's hard to replace them, and this could be disastrous for the show, to be honest. But I think we should, if you're a huge fan of the show, just give the guy a shot and see where it goes. The other reason why Henry Cavill worked is because he's such a fan of the canon and the story and both the books and the games, and you can tell he brought that passion for the work, for the IP. And so I don't really know where it's going to go from here. I wish all of them success. Henry Cavill on the other side and the Hemsworth brother on this side with The Witcher, but I don't know. It doesn't look good. I hope it all works out. That's all I'm saying. Just a quick note on the games front. I've been trying to read a little bit more and play less video games, but with that being said, God of War just came out a few days ago and picked it up and it looks pretty sweet. And I've been playing it just a little bit just to sample it because I don't have time to breeze through it, but it is really cool. And God of War, the God of War that came out on the PS4 is such a masterpiece of a game. I really, really enjoyed it. And so I can't wait to be more immersed back into this world. It's a good game. It's a good story. And I'm very excited to continue on. I'm also still very addicted to Spider-Man, and it's Miles Morales, the sequel game that I'm now playing that I just can't get enough of. You can just sit down, turn your brain off, swing around New York, swing through Harlem. It's snowing. It's kind of wintry here, and it's snowing and Christmas time in the video game. And I'm absolutely in love with it. The mechanics, the choreography, the cinematic, the scenes, it's just a masterpiece. I love it. I don't know if I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, but it's probably one of the best games I've ever played, just in terms of experience, but also for the reason, how it fits into my life. You can just sit down, follow the story. It's very easy. There's not a ton of side content. There's just enough to keep you really busy. You can go on and just fight a bunch of bad guys, do some side missions, and just kind of do your thing and zone out. Or you can follow the main story and enjoy yourself. And it's not 150-hour game. So it's perfect for that. I'm really enjoying it. As I said, I'm going to continue reading more, playing some video games less. I haven't finished some of the games that I started, like Horizon Forbidden West or the Resident Evil games that I started. I play video games kind of I try not to read, which is I sample around, I bounce between, and with books, I have the temptation to do that as well, but I try not to. I try and read the 1 or 2 books that I'm reading and get through them before I pick up another book or another set of books. With games, I literally bounce an hour here, hour there with 5 or 6 different games. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, I'm just having a good time, enjoying it. I'm curious what you guys are doing, how November's going for you guys. And I wish you guys all the best. Happy reading, happy watching, happy whatever. Let me know in the comments how everything's going for you. Again, I really appreciate the support. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you real soon on the next one.